Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à Catch Club. On se retrouve avec une superstar de la WWE, Baron Corbin. Corbin, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm here in Paris and I'm excited to be here.
So, Corbin, you've been in WWE for now more than 10 years. You signed back in 2012.
Yeah.
You travel a lot with the WWE. Could you tell us, do you have any favorite cities that you went to?
Right off the top of my head, this is one of my favorite cities.
Really?
And I don't
It's not
say
just
it-
because of me.
No, hey, you're adding to it, my man. You're adding to it. But it's just, there's something special about when we come here. The crowd is next to none. They're so excited. They're loud. They're fun. They want to be a part of the show. You know, they interact. And then that's hard to find places. Like we just did Belfast. We did Birmingham. We did Manchester. And like, it's fun and exciting, but when you come here, it's just another level, and it's not matched by many places. I mean, South America is like, we're in Chile and Argentina. The crowds there are electric, just like they are here. But those are like three of the places that are definitely in my top 5 to come and perform and just experience. Because not just the show, but the culture. And, you know, you come out here, you get the food, you get the wine, you get some coffee. Like those are things I'm very passionate about. So I get to come to a city that's filled with things I'm passionate about, and then have people who are passionate about WWE and what I do. And so it's just a really cool experience.
And so how many times have you been in France already?
I think this is my 4th time here.
And did you have the time to go a little bit outside, eat some French food, try some French stuff?
Yeah, I have. This trip, I'm hoping to get some food in. I really, I've tried to get to the catacombs every time I'm here.
Okay.
And I have not been able to make it happen. So that's a dream for me to get into those catacombs. I love that oddities and the outside kind of weird world. So I really want to get down there. And one of these times I'm just going to have to stay when I come out here for a show, stay for a few days probably to get down there, because we flew in this morning. But I am going to get some food tonight. I'm going to get some good French cuisine, and I'll probably have some wine, that's for sure.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. So now, since you said you've been to all over the world, do you have any crazy stories, road travel stories, crazy crowds, crazy fan stories, interactions?
Yeah, I mean, it's different everywhere. I think, you know, when Japan, one of the things that we do that I think is nuts when you think about it is we get back to our hotel and there's just families in the lobby of the hotel, and you just go with them. You don't speak Japanese. Yeah. They don't speak English, but you just go with a random family and they take you to dinner and feed you some of the most incredible food you'll ever have. And, you know, I always end up drinking a lot of whiskey those nights because there's not a lot of talking going on. It's just kind of laughing and having fun and the energy. But because, you know, we don't share the same language, it can get pretty wild with a few drinks and have fun. But just thinking about that, you're going with complete strangers to dinner. Like you're getting in a car and going with them.
Totally.
Like, how many places in the world can you do that and feel safe and secure? And Japan is one of those. I mean, Tokyo's unbelievable. I love coming over to Europe, again, Paris, because of the food and all that, but also like Spain and Italy, because you're getting the history. And I like to see those, like the old churches and the, you know, stone city walks and the streets and the old buildings. I love all that. And then, you know, getting down into South America, I was always, you know, in Argentina trying to find the best steak. I went to like 4 steakhouses in one night trying to find the best steak. So for me, when my travels is experiencing that culture, the food, the people, the history. But I also, you know, try to keep out of getting into too crazy of things nowadays with everybody has a phone, and you know, you don't want all that on the internet, that's for sure. So we stay pretty well behaved when we go on the road. But yeah, I mean, there's wild things, like things that stick in your mind too. Like we did Mexico one time, and you know, we had a security detail and they had the big machine guns on the car, and you're like, this is just wild. Like, you know, they're driving us to our hotel. It's nothing to them, but to us, it's
we're like, just here to wrestle.
Yeah. So you just experience a few of those cultural shocks sometimes in different cities.
Yeah, that must be so interesting.
It is. I mean, it's something that I'm going to transfer to my kids. You know, I've got 2 daughters, and I'm going, okay, well, I want them to see the world and experience these things. I want to take them to Italy, and now that I've gotten to go to all these places, I can find the things in the cities I like best and take them. And there's places you weed out. Like, I was so excited to go to Germany, and then it's just not a place I'm going to go vacation.
Okay.
It wasn't for me. And I always looked forward to going there. My mom lived there for a little bit. I was excited, and I was just like, okay, that's not a place I'm going to go back to. Nothing against them or the food or the people or anything. It was just one of those places like I find other places more interesting.
But at least
And so,
you've been there.
but that's the cool thing is I get to see the world and kind of prepare a list of where I
That's
want to go
awesome.
when I can just enjoy it.
That's awesome. So you had many gimmicks in WWE. The Lone Wolf, Constable, Happy Corbin, King Corbin. Which was your favorite? Which was your favorite phase of your career?
I think it's hard to pick one because they're all pretty special to me. Lone Wolf, that was my attitude. Rock and roll, rode a motorcycle, tattooed, lived that lifestyle. So it's very natural. That was a very natural role for me. Then stepping into the constable role, like it was a big time change. And I had to go from a guy who's known for just being athletic and wrestling, and I had to really master the promo. I had to open Raw with a 6-minute monologue by myself, and that's hard to do. And I had to really learn that. So I loved the constable phase because it got me extremely comfortable with a microphone in front of the audiences to convey emotion, to convey whatever story I'm trying to tell to these people and put that emotion behind it. I loved the King Corbin gimmick. I thought that was so fun. And that was the first time I really felt like, okay, I'm putting on an outfit and becoming a character in a sense, because I had the big coat, I had the crown, and the way I carried myself. And then, the sad Corbin. To me, that was something that was supposed to just last like 2 weeks. We were just supposed to do like 2 weeks, but I dove in so hard on it and put everything I had into that character, into making it believable, because people, they go, oh, wrestling's fake or whatever. But when you can take a character or what you're doing in the ring and get people to buy into it and forget that it's a show, then it's really special. And people bought into that because I would do my interest and people are trying to hand me money. Like, I'm not really poor. Like, I'm okay. But that just proved to me they're buying into what I'm doing. And it was so
another
cool.
side of you that maybe we didn't see.
Exactly.
Up
It
until
was.
then.
And I think people, for the first time in my career, there was sympathy for me. They felt bad for me. They were kind of halfway cheering for me.
And when we were seeing you winning this money back in Vegas, we were with you.
It was
We
a
were so
wild
happy
ride.
for you.
Exactly. It was a wild ride. And then, we became Happy Corbin, and that was just something that was just high energy, outlandish. But I would love to kind of get back to that grittiness of the Lone Wolf, but mix a little bit of everything in it. Not be, the Lone Wolf was a little one-dimensional. It was, it didn't have all the dimensions I think you need to be like a John Cena or a Roman Reigns. Like, Roman Reigns can take you from him being just a big bully to, you can see the frustration or the sadness, or when he feels like the table's crumbling, like he can take you through all those emotions. And I think that's what you need to have a successful character. So when I've gotten these different characters through the time, they've all been very different. It's, it's been the tough guy, badass, if you will. Then it was, the rule follower, nose up, I'm better than everybody with Constable. Then the King, and it was the power, it was the grace, it was all things. Then sad Corbin was a full different emotion of people got to experience. And then into Happy Corbin. So like, I've given everybody like every emotion. Now it's like, let's combine them all and put them into one thing and make some magic.
Because that's what I was going to ask you next. Maybe people want a return of the Lone Wolf. A lot of people talk about that online.
I
You
see
see
it a lot. Yeah.
And the thing is, right now, since JBL left, people have been kind of mean to you backstage, man.
I know, right?
Why?
Just a bunch of bullies that they think they can drag me down. They got to pick it up, man.
It's jealousy,
Come on.
yeah?
It
Right?
is. It's jealousy. I think it's more so they're afraid of what I can accomplish as well. Like, if I get back on track, again, it's go after Roman Reigns. I'm the last guy to beat him. Or, we've got a new championship coming to Raw. If I stay on Raw through this draft, who's going to win that? I mean, that would be a great thing to get me back on track and put people in their place and add some entertainment as well as the ability to back up the things you say, like a Mayweather. Like, Mayweather's the best at being entertaining, running his mouth, putting on a show, but then he backs it up. Nobody's ever beat him. And I want to get to that level.
So maybe not a new Lone Wolf, but a mix of everything you did
Yeah,
to
I
create
think-
like the perfect Corbin.
Exactly.
Perfect
That's what
Corbin
I'm
is gonna
after.
be.
Yeah, we
Ultimate
get that back.
Corbin.
We get that good rock and roll music. We get a little attitude back, but then we keep the entertainment. I think it would be special.
So the draft started last night.
Yeah.
We now know that Roman Reigns is going to be exclusive to SmackDown with the undisputed title, and the new WWE World Heavyweight is going to be on Raw. Do you have any preference?
Yeah, I just got to Raw. I'd like to stay on Raw. I'd like to see, who else comes over. We got Shinsuke coming over. We know I owe Shin a beating for screwing up my whole King thing and stealing my crown and being a bully. And I want a shot at that new title. One of my favorite titles in WWE's history is that heavyweight championship with the big thing. And I always remember like Batista wearing it, Edge having it. And it was always so cool to me. So to get one that kind of signifies that would be amazing. And then, then one day I think it would be epic to be champion versus champion. Myself as heavyweight champion on Raw and Roman Reigns as Universal Champion. And we go to war over the two. It'd be amazing.
Perfect Corbin, future WWE World Heavyweight
Right.
Champion. I
day.
hope we'll see it soon. I hope
Beautiful.
you'll enjoy your stay in Paris. Have some
I
great
already
food,
am.
have some great
Yes.
time.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.